We are discussing about these kind of things, no? Okay.
Yes, sir.
So here in this question, let's say he is given this function f of x equals to this thing. Okay. Do
Okay.
you agree with the graph here? First of all, f of 3 minus f of x equals to 3 minus x. It looks like this. Agreed?
Yes, sir.
So you can transform the graph from y equals to x. This is y equals to x. This is equals to y equals to minus x. And minus x plus 3 is the graph shifted 3 units upwards. Agreed?
Yes, sir.
Okay. When x is less than 2.
Hmm.
And f of x equals to 2 and x equals to 2, that is this
Hmm.
point, and x
Yes.
by 2, which is this line, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now he's saying limit extends to 2 plus. What is limit extends to 2 plus? X tends to 2 plus means x is approaching 2 from the right hand side. That means
Okay.
this. Okay. X is approaching 2 from the right hand side. What is y approaching?
Y is
Be careful.
approaching
This is 1, this is 2, this is 3. X is
hmm,
approaching 2. What is y approaching? When you approach from the right hand side.
from right hand side when you're approaching to 2, you're saying.
X is approaching to 2. That means x is approaching 2. What is f of x approaching?
1.
This point, right?
Hmm.
This one. This is 1. Okay. Limit extends to 2 minus. What is this?
From left hand side.
Left hand side you are approaching. What is the value you are approaching? F of x.
Again 1.
Again 1. Very good. F of 2 is?
F of 2 is 2.
So what does it mean? At limit extends to 2, does it exist? For the
Yes.
It exists. And what is the value?
2.
No, no,
No,
no. Why
1.
2?
1,
1,
1, 1.
1. Okay.
1.
Now limit extends to 1 minus. That means this is 1. What does that mean? Limit extends to 1 minus. Sorry, limit extends to minus 1 minus. Right? What does that mean?
Approaching from left side to
Of
minus 1.
my left side to minus 1. Exact. Why left side? Because of this minus, not this
Minus.
minus. Okay?
Hmm.
1, this minus, right? Approaching to minus 1 from left side. That's why this minus. So what is the value? Tell me.
For the same graph, sir.
Same graph. Minus 1. Where is minus 1? This one, right?
Yes, sir.
This point, if I are approaching from left, what is the
Hmm.
value?
3 point something.
This is actually minus 1. This is actually equal to 4 only, no?
4, 4 only. Yes, sir.
This is 4. So basically, what you have to substitute, in this function 3 minus whatever, slightly lesser than minus 1. Right? So for example, 3 minus minus
Yes.
1.01, something like this.
Huh.
Minus 1.001, something like that. What you are approaching the value of 4. Agreed, ma?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And what about minus 1 plus?
So you're approaching from right.
From right. Very good. What is the value?
Again 4.
Again 4. So the limit is 4. Okay. Basically, we
Yes.
are talking about this point.
Hmm.
Okay. So that means the limit is 4. And because both left hand and right hand are matching. Okay. Now interesting. We discussed about this.
Yes, sir.
Limit extends to 0 plus. Now quickly tell me whether it exists or not. Extends to 0 plus.
0 plus.
That means what? You're approaching from right
Approaching
hand
from
side.
right side.
From the right hand side. Is there a limit?
No, sir.
There is no limit because we cannot clearly say whether it is plus
Yes.
1, minus 1, or somewhere in between. Okay? We cannot clearly say. What about 0 minus?
Approaching from left,
Yes.
you'll have two different values. So
No,
it
no,
is not
approaching from left. Approaching from left to what are the two different values?
minus 1 and 1.
No, there is only one zero, no? Approaching from the left, all values, whatever you do, it is always 0, no?
0, 0.
Agreed. So minus zero point 0.5 is 0, minus zero point 0.2 is 0, minus zero point 0.1 is 0, because the function is defined like that, no? The blue line. Agreed, ma?
Yes, sir.
So 0 minus is always 0.
0.
Okay. So does limit exist? Extends to 0? What
Like
is the answer?
exactly at 0.
At exactly at 0. If it has to exist at exactly at 0, what does that mean? Your left, right, this one and this one should be equal. Both should exist and both should be equal. That is our criteria. Right? No?
Yes, sir.
Both should
But
exist
we
and both
can't
should be
tell
equal.
for right hand side what the limit
That's why
is.
this limit doesn't exist.
Hmm.
Okay? This B exists, but C doesn't exist. Okay, Mark?
Okay, sir.
Agreed.
Hmm.
Now look at this one. What about this one?
0 plus limit is not defined.
Ah, ah, 0 plus? Okay.
Limit is not defined.
Limit is defined or not defined?
Like it is defined, but we are not sure what it is.
Okay, okay. So here that is the beauty of sandwich theorem. Okay. What is our sandwich theorem? If
That if one function is there above and one function is there below, the one passing through the middle will also have the same value.
we'll also have the same limit. We know root root of root x into sine 1 by x will always lie between this and this.
Hmm.
Okay. This pink line and this yellow line. Why? How do you know?
Sine, so sine 1 by x graph and then root x graph both are less than.
No, 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 not like that. Okay. Root x is always a positive number. Okay.
Huh,
Okay. Root x is always a positive number. When you are talking about x positive, sine 1 by x is also positive.
positive.
Okay. Sine sine 1 by x, why is it positive? Sine 1 by x need not be positive. So
Hmm.
sine 1 by x is a number which always lies in sine 1 by x is some sine theta, right?
Yes, sir.
Sine theta is a number that always lies between minus 1 and 1. Agreed?
Yes, sir.
Sine 1 by x is always a number that lies between minus 1 and 1.
Hmm.
Okay? Okay, when you are multiplying a positive number, let's say root x is positive. Root x
Hmm.
is, let's say, 3 point something. You are multiplying with some number which is lying between minus 1 and 1.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so what does that mean? Because the max of sine 1 by x is 1. So 1 into root x. It cannot go beyond root x. Agreed?
Yes, sir.
So basically sine theta into some 4 sine theta. The ceiling is 4, right? It
Yes, sir.
cannot go beyond 4. Why? Because sine theta maximum value is 1.
1.
Okay, so root sine 1 by x, what is the maximum value? That is root x.
Root x.
Okay, what is the minimum value of root x sine 1 by x? By the same logic, what is the minimum value of 4 sine theta? It is minus 4.
Hmm. Yes, sir. So
Agreed?
minus root x here.
Minus root x. So this one will always lie between this and this.
Hmm.
Agreed? Okay, but we don't know where this is approaching. By looking at the graph, we don't know where this is approaching, right?
Yes, sir.
Whether this or this or this. But we know root x and minus root x, they both approach 0.
Hmm.
Okay? And we know the limits of these two when x tends to approach 0 from the right hand side. Agreed?
Hmm.
Okay? So obviously, and we definitely know the blue one is the middle one.
Hmm.
Blue
Yes,
one
sir.
will always lie between these two. That's why we can say 0 plus limit exists, and that limit should be equal to
1.
no, no,
Minus
why?
1 to 1.
No, 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 no.
Hmm.
Limit is always a single number.
It's a
Limit
0.
0 because
Hmm.
the upper one is also becoming 0.
Hmm.
Lower one is also becoming 0. The middle one should become 0. It is not 1 and minus 1. Okay, ma?
Because, sir, that blue graph looks like it is ending right before 0, so I got confused.
It doesn't matter. So that's why we are using sandwich
Sandwich
theorem.
theorem.
So the blue one should always lie between this pink and yellow.
Hmm.
Okay. Now pink and yellow are becoming 0 at 0. Right, they are approaching
Hmm.
0 when you are
Blue one
approaching
will
from the
also be
right hand
0.
side. So blue one has to approach 0. That is
Okay.
the point. Okay.
Hmm.
Okay, that's what he is mentioning here. Where is this? See this. So this one should always lie between minus root x and plus root x when x greater than 0. And that's why, because that is 0, this is 0. Okay, he is calling
Okay.
g of x as that. Now, uh, we cannot say anything about left hand side because
Yes,
this
sir.
and this are not defined. Okay,
Yes, sir.
root minus thing is not defined. That's why we cannot say. Okay, so
Hmm.
it doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. Okay,
Okay, sir.
Okay, root x of, let's say if it is, we are talking about -1, root -1 is not defined. That's why we don't talk about that. Okay.
Hmm.
Now this one, you know the graph of f of x equals to x cube, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, 1 minus and 1 plus, and whether the limit exists or not. Okay, I'll show you the graph. Now you tell me. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
this is the graph. Okay, now tell me whether the limit exists or limit doesn't exist. 1 minus and 1 plus. The function given is this one. Okay, the function is at 1, he is making it 0. Okay, if this was not there, this would have been 1. He is forcibly making it 0. Okay,
Okay.
okay, this is the graph. X cube, and at 1, exactly this point is removed and placed here.
Hmm.
Okay, now limit x tends to 1 plus. What is the value?
1 plus means right hand.
Right
So
to, you are approaching 1 from the right hand side. What is the value you are approaching?
1.
You are approaching 1 because you are approaching this point. Okay, 1 minus, what is the value you are approaching?
1 again.
Again 1. And f of 1?
1.
F of 1 is 0.
Okay, 0.
F of 1 is 0. Okay, but does limit exist at x equals to 1 then? X tends to 1.
When x is tending to
X
1,
tending to 1, does limit exist? Because left hand side you are approaching 1, right hand side you are approaching 1, the
it
value of function is 1.
exists.
It exists because we are not considered about value of the function.
Hmm.
Limit is all about what value you are approaching.
Approaching.
This one particular value, it doesn't matter. Okay.
Hmm.
This is one exam where it has failed, but overall his performance was good. We are talking about overall performance.
Hmm.
Okay. Not that particular point, not
Okay.
that particular instant. Okay. So that's why limit exists. Agreed, ma?
Yes, sir.
This is cool. This one, 1 minus x square. You know how does it this look, right? This graph.
Shifted to right hand side.
Shifted to no, no, no. So that is x minus 1 whole square. What is this one? Is it shifting upwards, shifting downwards, or shifting to right hand side?
Shifting upwards.
Okay, so x square is this. Minus x square is, what is minus x square? It is this, right? And minus x square plus 1 is 1 unit upwards. Agreed?
Hmm.
Okay, see here. This would have been x square. What is minus x square? Reflection with respect to x-axis. What is positive will become negative. This is minus x square. Agreed, ma?
Yes.
Minus x square plus 1 is this graph. Okay?
Hmm.
One point is removed and placed here at x equals to 1. Okay.
Okay.
Now limit x tends to 1 plus. What is the value?
2.
1 plus. When you are approaching 1 from the right hand side, what is the value you are approaching?
1.
Why 1? When you are approaching from the right hand side. What is value of function that you are approaching? Are you approaching this point? When you are saying 1, that means you are approaching this point, right?
No, sir. 0, 0, 0.
You are approaching 0. When you are approaching 1 from the left hand side, what is the value of what is the limit?
From left hand side.
Left hand side. Approaching 1 from the left hand side.
Again 1.
1 means this point. Are you approaching this point?
No. So 1 second.
Don't
So
get confused
both
with
right
this one.
hand and left hand side you're approaching 0.
Right. Don't get confused with this one. Okay. You
Yes.
should separate both two. There is an x-axis, there is a y-axis. Okay. You
Yes, sir.
approach x from x-axis. Then you approach y with respect. You have to tell in terms of y, not in terms of x. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. You are telling in terms of this point only. Okay. You have to tell in terms of y. What is y for this point? It is 0.
0.
Okay, ma? What is x for this point? It is 1. You have to tell limit in terms of y, not in terms of x.
Okay.
Okay, here y is 1.
Hmm.
Okay, x is also 1. Okay, but we tell in terms of y, not in terms of x. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, very good. So the limit exists and value of limit is 0.
0.
Value of the function is 2. It doesn't matter, but okay.
Hmm.
Then Okay, he is given two more functions. Root 1 minus x square, 1 and 2. Okay, these are two functions. Let us look at the graphs. Hmm. Root 1 minus x square. It looks something like this. Why
Okay.
does it look like this?
Sir, half of the 1 minus x square graph, which is on the
Half of
positive
1
side.
minus no, there's a square root.
Yes, sir, that's why half of it, not the
No,
entire.
no, that is okay. This actually means okay, if you square and add y square plus x square equals to 1. That is a full circle. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, that is a full circle. Okay, y square x square plus y square equals to 1. That is the full circle. We are taking only the quarter circle because x lies between 0 and 1. At the same time, y is only the positive value of that. Okay.
Hmm.
Otherwise, y could have been negative also. If it is y square equals to 1 minus x square, we would be taking the negative value also. But y is root of this thing. That's why y is only positive. That's why we are taking only the upper part. Agreed, ma?
Yes, sir.
Agreed. So this is this part. One is one less than one is this line, and two is this point. Okay.
Hmm.
The graph of the function is this. Okay. Now, what is the question? The question is,
Only
so
right hand limit.
okay, okay. What is the domain and range, and at what points limit exist? At what points only left hand exists? At point only right hand exists. Okay.
Okay.
First, what is the domain and range? What is the domain?
0,
Two,
0
two.
to 2.
0 to 2. That's it. Because it is defined for 0 to 2.
Hmm.
Okay. Including 0, 1, and 2. All points it is defined. Okay. What is
Hmm.
the range? Range you have to express in terms of y axis. What is the range?
Sir, will you take 0 to 1 or 0 to 2?
Okay. You should tell. So what all power points in y axis are covered in range? What all points are
0,
covered?
1, and 2.
No. 0 to 1 is entirely covered, right?
Yes.
0 to 1 entirely covered. 0 is not covered, open bracket. 0 to 1
Okay.
close bracket. Understood.
Hmm.
So this entire thing is covered, no? This
Hmm.
graph, if you try to project it on y-axis, all these points are covered. Okay?
Yes, sir.
So 0 less than y less than or equal to 1, this part. Agreed?
Yes, yes.
And between 1 and 2, nothing is covered. Only the 2 is covered. Okay?
Hmm.
Okay, so that's why the range is 0 less than y, 0 is less than y less than or equal to 1. This entire part. And
Hmm.
this point. Okay? That's what he's saying.
Okay.
Okay. Now where all limit exists? Where all limit exists? Does limit exists at 1, x equals to 1?
Yes, sir.
If it exists, what is the value?
0.
0, 1 extends to 1 minus, right?
Yes, sir.
What about 1 extends to 1 plus?
Sir,
When
0,
extends to y 0, what is the value of function that you are getting?
1.
You are getting this one, no? You're approaching, when you are approaching right hand side, what is the value you are approaching?
1,
Aren't you
1.
approaching this one? Left hand side, you are approaching this one, right?
0.
Okay, left hand side, the y is becoming 0. Right hand side, y is becoming
1.
1. So does the limit exist then?
No, because both are not equal.
Both are not equal. So at 1, the limit doesn't exist. Okay,
Hmm.
anything before 1, let's say this point. This point, left hand side you are approaching, you will still get the same y. Right hand side you are approaching, you will still get the same y. All points which are lesser than 1, the limit exists.
Hmm.
Agreed? Okay, but what about the point 0? Left hand side if you are approaching, there is nothing that is defined. We don't know what is left hand approach.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so that's why we cannot tell what happens at 0. Okay,
Hmm.
but beyond 0, every point between 0 and 1, both open brackets. Okay, limit
Yes,
is
sir.
defined, but at 1 it is not defined, so we exclude 1. And
Hmm.
between 1 and 2 again. Okay, in any point left hand and right hand approach are same, but what happens at 2? At 2, what is left hand approach?
1.
At 2 1, what is right hand approach?
We don't know.
We don't know. Very good. Because right hand graph itself is not there.
Hmm.
Okay. So where our limit exists, 0 to 1, both open brackets. Okay.
And then
And
1 to
1 to
2.
2, both open brackets. Okay,
Yes.
ma?
Yes.
What is question number C? At what points does only the left hand limit exists? Okay. Now tell
Hmm.
me where exactly only the left hand limit exists. Okay. So
From 1 to 2.
here one left hand also exists, right hand also exists, but they are not matching. Okay.
Yes. Yes, sir.
But at 2 only left hand exists. Right hand doesn't exist. So that's why he's saying 2. Okay. At
Hmm.
what point only right hand exists? It should be 0.
0.
Okay. Agreed, no?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now what is the second question? Second question is x, 1 and 0. When between -1 and 0, it should be x. Okay. Or between 0 and 1, it should be x. This, okay.
Hmm.
Okay. So and we are leaving the point 0, x equals to 0. We are defining it as 1. Okay. X less than -1 is 0, x greater than 1 is also 0.
0.
Agreed?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what is he saying? Look at the graph carefully. Between -1 and 0, it is x. Between
Hmm.
0 and 1, it is again x. Okay. Only the point 0 he is leaving it and he is putting it as 1. Agreed?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And beyond 1, it is 0. Before 1, before -1, that is also 0. This is the
Hmm.
overall graph. Agreed? You
Yes, sir.
can see, right? Are you convinced about this graph
Yes, sir.
with this definition?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now you should tell me. You should tell me where all limit exists.
Limit exists at
Does limit exist at -1? X approaching -1.
no.
Why?
Because from left hand side when you're approaching you'll get the value as 0.
Very good. Excellent. Right hand
And
side, if
then
you are
from right
approaching,
hand side we don't know.
why we don't know?
So we know it is
Hmm.
-1.
-1. Right hand side, you are approaching this value, right? Left
Yes,
hand
sir.
side, you are approaching this y. Okay, don't you should not get confused.
Yes.
Limit we talk in terms of y's. Okay,
Yes, yes, sir.
the value what approaching is in terms of y, not in terms of x. Okay, but x is approaching in terms of x. Okay, where we are approaching,
Left hand side is 0 and right hand side is -1.
so
Since
both
both are
doesn't
the
match.
same, so
Okay, what about
hmm,
at 0? X equals to x tending to 0.
both are 0.
Both approaching 0. Okay,
Hmm.
left hand side is also y is becoming 0, right hand side y is becoming 0. What about 1?
Right hand side it is 0.
Very good, excellent. Left hand side,
Left hand side it is
careful.
1.
It is 1. Which one? This one or this one?
The above y related one.
Y related one. This one, no?
Yes.
Okay. So that means what? Before, and if you take any number before -1, let's say this one. What is
Limit
the
does
limit?
not exist.
Y does not exist?
Before -1 also.
Before -1. Let's say -1.5.
It
Minus
does
1.
not exist because only left hand.
Why only left hand? -1.5. You can approach from right hand side also, no?
Yes, sir.
-1.5. You can approach from the right hand side. Okay.
Hmm.
It is not like this. Okay. Here the graph of the function is not even defined. But at -1.5, right hand side is defined, no?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So at -1.5, what is the limit? You tell me. You can approach -1.5. The black line is there, no? From the
Yes,
left
sir.
as well as from the right. -1.5, what is the limit?
0.
0. Because both are zeros.
Hmm.
-2.5,
0.
-10.5.
0.
Very good. 1.5,
0.
10.5.
0.
Very good. That's what he's saying. Limit exists between -infinity to -1. Okay. At -1, it doesn't exist. And
Hmm.
between -1 to 1, it exists. Because at 0 also it exists. The value is different. It doesn't matter. Okay.
Yes. Yes, sir.
Okay. -1 to 1, it exists. And at 1, it doesn't exist. So 1 to infinity, it exists. Okay.
Okay.
Is there any point only left hand limit exists?
No.
Like this case. In this case, the 2 is the point. But here there is no such point because everywhere this point also left hand limit exists, right hand limit exists. Right side anyway all limit exists. Left side anyway all limit exists. So there is no point where only left hand or only right hand limit exists. Agreed, no?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this part you are clear, no?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now here what we have done in terms of graphs. Okay. Now, if it is not in terms of graphs, we have to find algebraically. Every time you will not be given the graphs, okay? Most of your questions will be like this. Then what exactly will you do?
Find the common fact of if it
No,
is like tending
if
to
it is
0,
if it is tending to 0, then we will say common factors are there. In this case, for example, you don't even need to worry about that.
directly substitute the value.
Directly substitute the value. Here also
Substitute.
you can
No,
substitute
sir.
the value. Okay, okay. Be careful here. Can you
Yeah.
directly substitute or not?
No.
Why?
Your numerator will become 0.
Okay, okay. So 1 plus means what? Okay, numerator will become 0. Let it be no. For us, the problem is denominator becoming 0. Okay, denominator becoming 0 is not defined. Numerator becoming 0 means overall is 0. Okay, ma?
Okay.
We should be worried about denominator becoming 0 always because at that point denominator 0 something by 0 is not defined. But 0
Okay.
by something is fine. 0 by something is 0.
0.
Okay, numerator 0 is not a worry. Both numerator and denominator zeros is a worry. Or denominator 0 is a worry.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
So
Okay.
this also you
In
can
fact,
directly.
even denominator 0 is also not a worry if numerator is some positive number. Okay. 0 by 0 is a problem for us.
Hmm.
Okay. Denominator 0, that means you can say it is not defined. If both numerator and denominator are zeros, then there is a problem. Then we have to analyze further. Okay. Here numerator is 0. Okay. And okay, now another interesting thing. Does limit exist when x tends to 1 minus? Okay. 1 minus does not exist and 1 plus exists. Why? Because 1 plus means x is greater than 1. Agreed?
Yes,
X
sir.
is slightly greater than 1. That means this is a positive number, numerator.
Hmm.
Denominator is also positive number. Okay. Root of some positive number, however small. Okay. Root of some very small positive number. This means, right?
Yes, sir.
X can be you can take x as 1.01, 1.001, whatever, and that is approaching 0.
Hmm.
Okay, but once you say 1 minus, this becomes a negative number, right? So for
Yes.
example 0.99 minus 1, this becomes a negative number. The value of function is not defined. Okay, so
Yes.
that's why left hand limit doesn't exist. In fact, the function is not defined for
Left hand limit.
right
Like 1 minus. Hmm.
one a number which is slightly lesser than 1. Okay, so if I have to draw the graph, okay, let's try to plot the graph. What is that? Square root of x minus 1 by
Sir,
x
I
plus
can't
2.
see the graph.
One second, one second. You can see the graph. One
Mhm.
second.
I can see now, sir.
Square root, you can see now
Yes, sir.
x minus 1 by x plus 2. Okay, square root of x minus 1, okay, by x plus 2. Okay, so between 0 and 1, it is not even defined. Okay, it is defined before minus 2. Okay, so
Yes.
for example, when we are talking about between 0 and 1, it is not defined because denominator is positive, numerator is negative. In fact, between minus 2 and 1. Agreed?
Mhm.
It is not even defined. So there is no question of left hand limit. Agreed?
Yes, sir.
There is no question of left hand limit. In fact,
Hmm.
if you even if you remove this one also, okay. Here also there is no question of left hand limit. Agreed?
Yes, sir.
Okay, only the right hand limit exists. Okay,
Hmm.
understood? No? And how did we get this graph? There is root x and x replaced with x minus 1. So one unit rightward shift. Okay, ma?
Yes.
Okay, let's go back. Okay, minus 2 plus. You can directly substitute, right?
Yes,
There's
sir.
no problem. Okay, 1 minus. 1 minus, what you can do? Can you directly substitute?
Yes, sir.
You can directly substitute. Don't get confused. 1 minus is not equal to minus 1. Okay, so 1 minus means it's like
A
one number
value less than 1.
less than 1. It is not minus 1. Okay, you can directly substitute. 0 plus. Can you directly substitute? You cannot, no?
No, sir.
Okay, in this
The
case, what will you do?
denominator and numerator will become 0.
Both are becoming zeros because numerator is also root 5 minus root 5, denominator is 0. In this case, what will you do?
Rationalize.
You will rationalize the numerator, right?
Yes.
These kind of questions you will have in your board also, this
Hmm.
NCERT also. So we just rationalize and we remove the common factors and we will get 4 by root 5 plus root 5. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that is good. And what about this one?
We should rationalize.
We should rationalize. Okay? Rationalize. And then what will happen? 6 plus whatever this thing. Okay?
Hmm.
This one, no? You will rationalize and everything, this H and H will get cancelled. You will get this one. Okay? Now,
Yes, sir.
interesting question. This one you tell me. X tends to minus 2 plus. Okay?
Minus 2.
Minus 2 plus. Okay. Now, just don't worry about this and this. Okay? Just tell me about mod of x plus 2. Okay? Mod
Yes,
of
sir.
x plus 2, when x tends to minus 2 plus, what will be this value? Okay?
Same.
Only this numerator part. Mod of x plus 2. What does that mean? Mod of x plus 2 and minus 2 plus. Okay? What is the value of this? Is it positive or
Yeah.
is it negative? That is my question. X plus 2. Okay. When x tends to minus 2 plus, x plus 2 is positive or negative?
Positive because you're taking the mod.
No, I'm not talking about mod. Only x plus 2.
Negative.
Why negative? Why positive? X plus 2, x is minus 2 plus. Okay. So what does that mean? X is minus right hand side of minus 2. Right? What
Hmm.
does that mean? Minus 1.9, minus 1.99, something like that. Right?
Yes, sir.
Agreed,
So
ma?
positive.
Oh, okay. So the x value is slightly lesser than x value minus 1.9, minus 1.99 or minus 1.5, minus 1.2 like that. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So the what does that mean? X plus 2 is a positive number.
Positive.
Agreed. So that means mod of x plus 2 is equals to x plus
Positive.
2. X plus 2. Right? Because
Yes.
the inside is positive. So mod of something, if inside is positive, that means it is the same value. Right? It should be equal to x plus 2.
Hmm.
Agreed, ma? Agreed.
Yes. Yes,
So
sir.
this and this will get cancelled basically.
Answer.
We'll be left with x plus 3 only. Now we'll directly substitute minus 2 here, minus 2 plus 3. Understood?
Mm-hmm. 1.
Understood. 17,
Yes.
what he has done? He has written as x plus 2 by x plus 2. Why? Because we know when x is right of minus 2, when x is towards the right of minus 2, this is definitely positive. Which is positive? X plus 2 is positive. Okay?
Yes,
That's why we are able to remove mod. Okay? So that's what he is saying. Agreed, ma?
yes, sir.
Okay. Now, the next one you should tell. What about this one? X tends to minus 2. What is this one?
Minus 2 minus, no, sir. That is
Minus 2 minus. Left hand side, if you are approaching, what happens to this value? Is it positive or
negative.
negative? It is negative. So, that means what? If you have to remove mod, we will write it as minus of x plus 2, right?
Hmm.
Okay, so that means what? This and this will get cancelled and one minus 1 will be left here, right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so what will be the limit? Minus of 3 minus 2. Agreed?
Yes, sir.
Are you clear?
Yes, sir.
See, x mod of x plus 2 we are replacing with minus of x plus 2. Okay? Because x is less than minus 2. Okay, x
Yes.
is left of minus 2. Okay? So the limit is becoming minus 1. Okay? This is very important. So what does that mean? Does limit exist at minus 2? It doesn't exist because one side we are getting 1, one side we are getting minus
Minus
1.
1.
Okay? Now again, Let's try to draw the graph of this one. Okay.
Hmm.
What is the function? X plus 3 into
Mod of x plus 2 by x plus 2.
mod of, first we will write it as mod of x plus 2 by x plus 2. Okay. Mod of x plus 2 by x plus 2 when x equals to minus 2. Okay.
Hmm.
So one time you are getting plus 1, another time you are getting minus 1. Agreed?
Minus 1.
When x is
Yes.
less than 2, you are getting minus 1. Now if you multiply this with x plus 3. Okay. That's what we are doing now.
Yes, sir.
Right, x plus 3. What is that becoming? That is becoming like this. Agreed?
Again, it is 1 and then minus 1.
1 and minus 1. Why? Because at minus 2 plus 3, it is 1 into 1. Here minus 2 plus 3, which is 1 into minus 1. Okay?
Hmm.
1 and minus 1. Agreed, no?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. Now, okay. So these two you are clear. What about now? We have to tell about these two.
1 plus, no, sir, that is.
1 plus. If it is 1 plus, then what will happen? What about this one? Will it be positive or negative? X minus 1. X is greater than 1 basically. So x minus 1 should be positive, right?
Positive.
So these two will get cancelled and what will be left? Root 2
Root
into 1.
2.
Root 2. Okay. And what about this one?
1 minus, sir, that one.
1 minus x less than 1.
Negative, so it will be minus root 2.
Minus root 2. Okay. Don't get confused. 1 minus means it is still 1. It is not minus 1. Okay. Approaching 1 from the left hand side. What this means is. Okay.
But
Understood, no?
this x minus 1 and then mod x minus 1, that
Ah,
will give some negative only, no, sir.
these two will be replaced together with minus 1. Okay.
So that's why minus root 2.
Minus root 2. Okay, root 2 into 1, that is root 2, and there is a minus 1 here. Okay,
Hmm.
agreed.
Yes, sir.
18b, it is minus root 2. Okay, ma?
Hmm.
Okay, so this is how you calculate limits algebraically. Every time you will not be able to draw graphs because
Graph.
these all graphs, if you try to draw, they become very clumsy.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
so that's why what you do, you evaluate with respect to when you are approaching from the left hand side. Let's number slightly lesser than that and when you are approaching from the right hand side. Okay,
Hmm.
then you match. Okay, now tell me this one, what happens to this one?
Sir,
3
is that
plus.
3 minus or 3 plus?
This is 3 plus, so cannot see. Okay, let me. 3 plus, that is 3 plus.
Okay.
This is, can you see?
Yes, sir, 3 plus.
This is 3 plus. Okay, 3 plus, what will happen? What is this one? This is step function. Okay,
Okay.
this is step function. And what is this? This is theta.
Hmm.
Hmm. So what is this value? When theta is slightly above 3. Okay, what is this value? Tell me.
3.2 something like that.
3.2 something. Okay, if we take step of that, what will it become?
3.
3 by theta is anyway 3. 3 by 3. Okay,
1.
1. What about this one? When approaching 3 minus, theta is slightly lesser than 3. What is step of 2.9? 2.9, 2.99, whatever.
2.
That is 2. So if you substitute theta now, it will become 2 by 3.
3.
Agreed? So
Yes, sir.
that is the difference between 19A and B. Okay?
Mm.
So this is 1 and this is 2 by
2
3.
by 3.
Understood now? This is very important. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Now you try to do this one. Okay? Step of this thing. What exactly are the limits? If you are slightly right side of 4 and slightly left side of 4, what exactly happens to these two?
4 minus 4 only it will become
4 minus 4, that
23.
is 0. This one, right?
Yes, sir.
What about this one?
4 minus 3.
Very good. 4 minus 3. This is
1.
1. What does that mean? Does limit exist at 4?
No.
Does limit exist at 3 in this case?
No.
No. Okay. So let us now look at the graphs also of this. Okay. We have got step of x by x, right? Okay. Step of x by x. And what is the value at what value? At 3.
3.
Okay. At 3. What is happening? At 3, one side you are approaching 1, another side you are approaching 2 by 3, right? That's what you said, no? 2
Yes.
by 3 is 0.667 something, right?
Mm.
When approaching from the right hand side, you are approaching 1. Agreed, no?
Yes, sir.
Are you convinced with the graph here?
Yes, sir.
At x equals to 3, what exactly is the value approaching? The limit is not defined, right? Left hand
Mm.
limit of this from the graph, what will you tell? By the
Left
graph.
hand limit.
Left hand limit of 3 by the graph. It
2
is
by 3.
2 by 3. This is this y. Okay.
Yes, sir.
What about right hand limit? That is this
1.
y. This is this y. Okay. This you are clear. There is another graph. What is that? T minus step t, right?
Yes.
X minus lower x. Okay. Now, when you are approaching 2 from the left hand side, what is this
Sir,
thing?
4 no, sir.
When you are approaching 4 from the left hand side, what is the limit? Looking at the graph,
4 from left hand side.
left hand side.
1.
That is this one, no?
Mm.
What when you are approaching 4 from the right hand side?
0.
0. Which 0? This 0, right?
Yes.
So
Yes,
that's
sir.
why at 4 limit doesn't exist. Okay. So graphically, if the limit exists, what does that mean? The curve, you should not see these breaks. Okay. There can
Okay.
be a hole, but there cannot be a break. Okay.
Mm.
If there is a break, that means limit doesn't exist. Okay, ma?
Yes, sir.
Graphically, graphically, whatever we have seen, there should not be breaks. There can be one single point that can be missing. That is fine, but there cannot be a break. Okay.
Mm.
So, for
Yes.
example, 1 by x. So far we have discussed 1 by x. There is a break here. Okay. Agreed.
Yes, sir.
There is a break because one side it is this and the side it is this. Okay, ma.
But as a whole, it is not breaking, sir.
Whole is not a break. Whole is also a break, but whole at least you are getting closer to the same thing except that one single point. Okay.
Yes.
So, for
Yes, sir.
example, x square. We discussed this x square minus 4 by x minus 2. There is a hole. Where there is a hole at x equals to 2. Okay. X equals to
Yes,
this
sir.
4. This point 4 exactly is not there. Right.
Mm.
This point 4 is not there in this graph because at x equals to 2 it is not defined. If you zoom it a lot, you will see a hole there. Okay, ma?
Mm. Yes, sir.
Okay. There is a hole. Hole is different from break. Okay.
Okay. Yes,
Okay.
sir.
When there is a hole, limit exists. Okay.
Okay.
When there is a break, limit doesn't exist.
Okay.
Okay. So this case, it's not a hole. This is actually a break. Right. 1 by x graph. Agreed?
Yes.
Okay, but in this case, that's a hole. Okay, whole is not a worry for us. Okay, this kind of breaks, the function can be defined. See here also the function is defined at both the places. Minus
Mm.
1, plus 1, everywhere the function is defined, but it doesn't matter. Okay, for us it's about whether there's a break in the graph, break in the sense this kind of break. Okay,
Yes, sir.
one is approaching one side, another is approaching another thing. So that is a break. Okay, ma?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this kind of thing you remember, no?
Yes.
Sine theta by theta. What is this value?
1.
1. What is this value?
K.
Okay, very good. What is this value?
So we need to like find it.
So just do it, no? The denominator you multiply with 3 by 3, 4 by 4 you multiply. That's it. So you'll get 3 by
Okay.
4.
Uh,
Agreed?
yes.
3 by 4 you will get. Here, 3 by 3 you multiply. You will get 1 by 3. Okay?
Yes, sir.
So sine theta by theta is 1. So theta by sine theta is also 1. Okay?
Hmm.
Okay, you will get what? 1 by 3.
1/3.
Here, multiply 2
1.
by 2, 2. Agreed? You multiply with
Okay.
2 by 2. Agreed, ma?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So in this case, see why we know sine theta by theta equals to 1 when theta tends to 0. But here it is root theta, root 2 theta. Okay. But we also know when theta tends to 0, what this means is root 2 theta is also tending to 0. Okay.
Hmm.
Ideally, this, and this, all three should match. Then only we can say, okay, see here, this theta, and this theta, all are same. Okay. But here, what we are doing, root 2 theta is also tending to 0. So ideally, we should make the transformation when you are presenting in board, no? Okay.
Yes, sir.
You understood? This is
Understood.
in the form of x by x. What is x? X is root 2 theta. Okay,
Understood.
it is not, you cannot directly mention it as theta and you put two different things here. Okay,
Hmm.
if this is tending to 0, same thing should be here. So like this, x and x. Okay, ma?
Understood.
Okay, so these all things you can directly do. This thing also you can do. This is cosecant, so it becomes 1 by sine 2x, and this is cos by x. Cos by x is not a worry because cos 0 is anyway 1. Okay.
Hmm.
Agreed. So
Yes, sir.
this also you can convert it in terms of sines and cos whatever. Okay, agreed. 28 you
Yes.
want to do once? 28. Can you quickly tell?
Okay, sir.
Everything this write as cos by sine. This write as 1 by sine 2x.
Yes, sir.
You are getting this, no? If you want me to go faster, I'll go faster. Want me
Yes.
to go slower, I'll go slower.
Okay. 6x square by sine 2x whole square something. I'm getting.
No. You convert that into sine 2x, sine and cos. Okay. What is
I converted it, sir.
see here? Okay. 6x square cos x by sin x 1 by sin 2x. Okay.
Hmm.
Okay. There is a sin x and there is a sin 2x. There is 6x square. One x you give here, one 2x you give here, and remaining you keep it. Okay.
Okay. Okay, sir.
Understood.
Understood.
One x you give to one sin, another 2x you give to sin 2x. So this will become 1, and remaining 3 you keep aside. So it becomes 3 into 1.
3.
Okay.
Okay.
Agreed? Agreed. Similarly, where is which one you have done? This one, no? Similarly, what you will do here? You just break it. Okay, cos x
Yes.
it doesn't matter for us. Okay,
Hmm.
x by sin x you will get, and x by sin x you will get here. Okay,
Yes, sir.
agreed. This also you can break it, right?
Yes, sir.
You can break it. X will get cancelled, x will get cancelled, sin x by x. Okay,
Hmm.
this one.
So, should we write sine 2 theta in terms of cos?
So sin 2 theta, okay, sin 2 sin theta cos theta you can do, right?
Hmm.
Okay, so we can do little bit of manipulation. 1 minus cos 2 theta is there, or you can just do it like this. 1 minus cos 2 theta into 1 plus cos 2 theta, 1 plus cos theta. Okay. 1 minus cos
Rationalizing.
theta. This we don't call it rationalize. We just multiply with this. Okay. We want to
Okay.
convert this into sin theta. Okay. Sin square theta. This is fine, right? So basically, what we are doing, we are trying to eliminate sin theta from the denominator. Okay.
Okay.
Understood. Denominator cos zeros is fine. We just want to eliminate sin theta from the denominator. That's why we are doing this.
Okay,
Understood,
sir.
ma? Agreed?
Yes, sir.
Okay. This one you see, x minus x cos x by sin cube x. What will you do?
Sin square 3x.
Sorry, sin square 3x. Sin square 3x. What exactly we are doing here? We are taking
Taking
x
x
common,
common,
x
then
common, and sin square 3x. Okay. Sin
mm,
square 3x means we need 3x of whole square if we want sin theta by theta. Right? Sin
mm,
square 3x means sin 3x into sin 3x. So denominator also we need 3x into 3x.
yes,
Right?
sir.
Okay, where exactly is this? Okay, okay. We need 3x into 3x. Right?
Yes, yes, sir.
Agreed. So what we are doing, this x, we are adjusting it this way. Agreed?
Mm, yes, sir.
9x and 9x square here. We are trying to adjust it this way.
Okay.
Okay, this x, this 9x square, sorry, we are adjusting it this way. Agreed, ma?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now this one, 1 minus cos x by x. This limit, do you remember? 1 minus cos x by x. This is also equal to 1. Just like sin theta by theta equals to 1, I think we discussed. Okay, this is another important limit if we don't discuss. This one. See here, 1 minus cos 2 theta. Okay, this limit is important. Just like sin x by x is 1, similarly cos x minus 1 by x is actually equals to 0. Why?
Zero.
Because cos theta minus 1 or 1 minus sin cos 2 theta is equal to minus 2 sin square theta by 2. Agreed?
Yes, sir.
1 minus cos 2 theta. Okay?
Mm,
Is 2 sin square theta, right?
yes, sir.
That's what we are doing here. Now, this is sin square, sin h by 2 into sin h by 2. Right?
Mm,
Sin h by 2 into sin h by 2. Okay?
okay.
So, understood. This is sin h by 2. So, there is one h by 2 here. There is another sin theta here. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. This one will become 1 and this one will become 0. That's why overall will become 0. Agreed?
Understood, sir.
You understood. Cos x minus 1 by h is actually equal to 0. Okay?
Yes, sir.
That is the thing that we are doing here. Okay. Cos 1 minus cos x or cos x minus 1 by x is actually equal to 0. Okay, Amma?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So then 33rd, what is this question? Sine of 1 minus cos theta by 1 minus cos theta. Cos 0 is 1, right? This is nothing but sine theta by theta when theta tends to 0. Agreed?
Yes, sir.
Okay, this is actually 1 minus cos theta means sine theta, right?
Yes, sir.
Sine theta by theta when theta tends to 0. Similarly, sine theta by theta when theta tends to 0. This
Mm,
you can do the adjustment. You multiply 2 by 2, right?
yes.
Okay, so this also will be fulfilled. 2 theta by 2 theta you can do something like that. Okay. Here
Mm,
also some 2 theta by 2x by 2x, 4x by 4x, whatever. Okay.
yes, sir.
Okay. Here there is no problem. Okay, you can directly substitute. Okay. So these all things, sine theta by theta, cos theta by theta, sorry, tan theta by theta, these things you have to do. Okay, ma?
Mm, yes, sir.
Good. So what you do, you try to do some problems from your this thing. Okay.
Okay, sir.
K-set. Yes, you will be able to do K-set questions. Okay.
Yes.
Except LH rule. Okay, LH also you know, right? Do you know basic differentiation, right? You will
Yes, sir.
encounter certain things, it doesn't matter. You try to do. There is left hand limit matching, right hand limit matching. You try to do some questions. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, ma?
Yes, sir. Fine,
Okay.
sir.
Cool, ma.
Thank you.
Take care. Bye bye.
You too.